What up, Marvin? I usually don't do videos like this, or topics that single out like a certain gender, or certain things like that. But this video is about a woman's value, women value how they're valued and viewed in life. Now, before I say anything, I would just like to personally say that I'm not saying that I'm right about all this stuff, and I'm not saying that every man views it the way I do, or I'm kind of trying to speak from a perspective of what I believe, or the perspective of the moral side of it, you know, um, you know, and just from experience, just with people that I know, and some outside things, sources. But let's jump right into it though. Women's value, it it has it's a lot different from men. The way the world view it, but to me, don't view women and men differently as far as their value goes, because we still can make the same decisions in life. So, you know, it's different. But I never forget, my teacher told me one time, it was crazy. He said, this was I was in college. He said, young ladies, he said, your reputation is not like a man's reputation. Once your reputation is gone or bad, or once your reputation is a certain way, it's hard to change it, or to change it back, or to change it in any way. He said a man can change his reputation a lot easier. I mean, I don't know if that's true, but it kind of stuck with me when he said that. Like, kind of hit me. I was like, dang, like it seems like that in ways, but whatever, But I think one thing we have to understand women is, number one, your language. The way you talk, the words you use, the way they come off to people, it's a big deal when it comes to, a lot of people don't view it as ladylike to say certain things, certain words, a lot of guys, the N word, just certain things, and this don't go to just, I know I said the N word, this is not about black, white, Asian, Hispanic. It's not about race, because I've met pretty much every race that has said the N word, or I've seen it on video or something. So, some people just don't like that, think it's unladylike. Not saying that men should use it as well, but it just, you view women as a softer, soft-spoken. And, God says that, women are to be soft-spoken. Some people don't think it's ladylike, or, to talk a certain way, watch what you say, be able to control your emotions and watch what you say, watch what you say, watch the words you use. And if it's just like a regular thing, like just like your regular language, it probably is going to be a huge turnoff, in the way, just watch your language. Language is a big factor in your value and how people will view you. Another thing, your health, man, working out, caring about your body. It shows how much you care about yourself when, you take the time to get up, it might be hard, you might, time or whatever, but working out and stuff like that. Men and women's bodies are different. We know that. Women, a lot of times women like say, well, I got kids, that's why I'm this way. I mean, it's a lot of people with a lot of kids that, their body, it doesn't have to change. Like, you don't have to believe that your body have to be a certain way because you're able to have kids, or because you're a woman, because that's very untrue. Like, it's nowhere in guidelines where God said you have to have a certain type of body, And the thing about this is not about size. I mean, yes, size plays a part, but this is just not about size, because you can have a small size body, but that doesn't mean that it's an attractive body to a lot of people. You know what I mean? Like, it's a certain thing as being skinny and being considered fat by a doctor. You're not you're not healthy, and your muscles are, you have a lot of fat accessories on you. You don't have enough muscle. You have a lot of percentage of fat. Like, not always about size. It's not about weight either. I know I hear women all the time talk about, oh, I want to weigh this or weigh that. It's really more so about your body type and how it looks. And you should want to look as good as possible. You should want to look as good as possible for whoever you're going to be with. Like, and not just for you. When you have kids, you should want to pass off good genetics. You shouldn't want to give them certain type of genetics. Now they have to struggle with either weight or health because choices you made in your life that's kind of, self-centered. You're thinking about yourself. And don't be thinking that, oh, I'm not going to lose weight because don't nobody like me, or ain't nobody attracted to me, or I'm not going to try to help my body because, you're going to accept me for who I am. Just because that doesn't mean nobody don't accept you for who you are. But you can't. One thing about if you're a certain size or whatever, however your body looks, even with physical attraction, period, in the face, whatever, you can't get mad at somebody for not being attracted to you. You cannot get mad at that. You have to understand that that's going to happen in life. Everybody's not going to like you. Some people, I believe everybody is attractive to multiple people. Everybody is, but you can't get mad if somebody's not attracted to you, and you definitely can't get mad if you don't even try to fix it. So care about yourself, man. Care about your body. Care about it. God gave you this body, man. You should want it to look as good as possible. You should work hard, man. Work hard to make it look as good as possible. Like, I don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? Like, care about it. Show care to it. Another thing, makeup, weave, lace fronts, fake hair in existence, fake eyelashes, contacts, fake nails, plastic surgery, liposuctions and tummy tucks, and fat removals, and then you got products, pills, just unhealthy ways, to lose weight. Like, but all the things I just named, man, like, you don't need it. You do not need it, and you shouldn't want. Like, but that's my personal opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like, it shows, like, when you do stuff like that, it kind of shows where you see yourself, the light you see yourself in. You think, oh, my hair is this way. I got to make it like this. I got to put this in it. Or, my face isn't pretty enough. I'm going to put makeup on. And a lot of times people put makeup on because it's like a traditional thing, or it's just like, oh, every woman wear makeup. But it's not true, but you don't need it. Like, I'm going to be 100% honest with you. In my personal opinion, I don't think makeup make women look better. I really don't. And I really don't. Like, I don't. But if it do make you look better, when you take it off, like, if you look worse, like, what's the point? Like, I just don't understand why you believe that you are beautiful. You should. Like, I'm not saying don't take care of yourself, you know what I'm saying? Lotion and, showers and stuff like that. Yeah, but you don't need to try to make up your face. You know what I'm saying? Like, clowns do that. No offense, but you know what I'm saying? Like, putting makeup, you don't need it. I'm telling you, you don't need it. Fake eyelashes. Like, listen, people. Love what God made you to be. I'm telling you. It shows, I'm telling you, it values you a lot higher. Like, a guy see a girl, like, a man see a woman, and he sees, oh, she don't wear makeup. It's just, it shows a whole different side of her. It shows, like, man. And, I know it's funny, but a lot of women, like, a lot of people always say, I'm the realest person, I'm realist, that, but they wear fake stuff. Like, it's kind of a joke, but it's very funny how that happens a lot. But, like, fake nails, like, like, it's not needed. But a lot of times it's just because everybody else does it. So it's kind of like a trend that happens. But I'm telling you, you don't need it. As far as the plastic surgery thing goes, your breast and, butt, all that stuff, man, face, like, I'm telling you, your body's going to look a lot better if you work on it the right way. I'm telling you. Don't take the easy way out. Like, a lot of times in life, we want to take the easy way out. Get the surgeries and things like that. Like a butt or breast, I'm telling you, man, exercise will make it look and feel a lot better than anything that you can place in there or cut on it, because your body's not made to be cut on. People die from being cut on. People lose their lives. It's not made for that unless of emergency, but it's not made for your body to be cut on and placing things in there because I'm telling you, He gave you the beauty already. Now He's leaving it up to you to see what you're gonna do with it. You have to work at it. God didn't put nobody here, and you just laid down all day and things came to you. You had certain things in life. Like, it doesn't work like that. You have to do things. It doesn't, things don't work like that in life. People have, like, you have pills and stuff, but it's just like, come on, man. Like, you have to have the drive, the determination to want to do it. Don't take the easy way out, man. I mean, one of the things that, in sports that, a lot of coaches would say is if it was easy, everybody would do it. It's just like when you're in the gym and when you're working hard and you're dead tired. If it was easy, everybody would do it. I mean, probably not true. Some people still probably wouldn't do it, but it's not always about looks either. It's about health, man. Like, you should want to try to, live, especially if you have children and stuff. I mean, you have to think about them. Even before you have kids, you have to think about them. You should want to give them great genetics. You know what I'm saying? Make it easier for them as possible. And then, that's just me, though. Another thing, attitude. Women, your attitude is a lot. It says a lot about you. There's a big difference. Like, being angry, this being strong thing is not being angry and being controlling. Stop that. That's not being strong. Just because somebody do something you don't like and you just have to say something about it, or you say, oh, I'm not going to take that, that does not make you a strong person. Actually, it makes you weak. I'm going to tell you why. Because you're seeking revenge. You're seeking anger. Now, if somebody does something you like, or you dating somebody, they do something you like or don't like, and you want to say something about it, it's okay, but you talk about it as an adult. You don't get in people's face. You don't put your hands on them. Like, that's the one thing about women, man. Don't put your hands on a man just because you think he's not gonna hit you back, or because you think you have the right to, because you're a woman. Because it doesn't work. It doesn't work like that. God didn't ask us not to hit. God never said men don't hit women, but women can hit men. God said don't hit nobody. You're not supposed to be harming anybody physically. Period. Like, it has nothing to do with gender or anything. I would never put my hands on a woman, but it's just like, you shouldn't put your hands on a man or a woman just like a man shouldn't put his hands on a man or a woman. I understand self-defense and things like that, but you know what I'm saying? Like, don't just think that you can hit me because you're a woman. Like, I'm telling you, a lot of guys they're not gonna date you because they're not, like, that's not a good trait to have. Control your emotions. Just be able to control your emotions. You're gonna get upset about stuff. How you carry yourself, like your attitude, I'm telling you, how you carry yourself means a lot. Like, when I see you out in public, your smile, I'm telling you, man, a girl's smile, listen to me. A girl's smile a girl's smile, it's a lot, man. A girl who has a great attitude all the time, it's a lot. Like, guys like that. Just people, period. You don't want to be around somebody that's always negative and is always, upset about stuff. You want to be around people who make you happy. So your attitude, it says a lot about your value. Have a good attitude, man. I always try to have a good attitude. Don't be, your attitude means a lot. Don't always be upset. Confidence. Now, you can't see confidence. I know a lot of people argue with me and say you can't see confidence because no matter how you carry yourself, it does not mean that you feel that way about yourself. Now, be confident, but don't think you're superior. Okay? Strive to be the best. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. But never think you're better than someone. But strive to be the best. Now, don't get me wrong. Inside, you should feel like, I'm going to be the best woman for every man in the world. You should strive for that. Yeah, you should strive for that. But don't lie to yourself if you know you're not that. You need to get there. Don't lie to yourself. But be confident, but don't think you're superior. Like, in our world, it kind of makes it feel like we kind of make stuff go like women should be above men. You know what I'm saying? And personally, I'm going to be honest with you. Personally, I believe that. I believe women are, more beautiful than men. Personally, they should be. I'm not going to say I believe that they are, from my experience of, people I know, I believe that they should be. As far as, I just think women are amazing the way God made you. But it's up to you to be that amazement, to be that beauty that God made you, because beauty has nothing to do with how you physically look. But, be confident, but don't think you're superior. Don't think you're better than anybody. Don't carry yourself as you're better than anybody. Don't slander somebody's character because, you have something that they don't have and things like that. Like, don't ever do that. I don't care how mad you get. Like, that's very low. That's a very low thing. Never say, I got this, you don't, and don't do that. Like, it's a very low thing to do. So, be confident, but don't think you're superior. Let a man be a man. Please, let a man be a man. Stop telling people or stop saying a real man and stuff. No. He is who he is because that's who he is. Yes, he's a man. He's the man. Just because he doesn't do what you want or just because he's not what you want does not make him not a man. It doesn't matter what he does. Stop saying, oh, you just a little boy. No, he's a man. He's just not the type of man that you want to be with. Stop that. I can't stand when people do that. I can't stand that. Like, people always want to say you're a man. Like, that's not, God made you a male or he made you a female. And at one point, you're going to become a man, and another, you're going to become a woman. That doesn't mean that your mind track is going to be matured. It has nothing to do with being a man or a woman, maturity. Because it can be a little kid that's more mature than a grown man. But stop saying that they're not a man because they don't do certain stuff or because they are a certain way. They are a man. That's just the type of man that they are. So stop. It's like you try to make people do what you want them to do, or you try to bring people down. It's like an insult. Like, don't tell somebody they're not a man or not a real man. Yes, they are. Like, they have a penis and testicles, and they're a man. They're a real man. Whichever one you want, they're both. So stop saying that. Like, let a man be a man. Don't tell a man how to be a man. Please stop that. Like, please stop that. The way you dress says a lot about you. Being sexy. The only person you should be sexy for is your man. That's the only person that should see you in a sexy light. That's the only person. You should always be very well dressed and appropriate when you go out somewhere. The only person that should see you sexy is your man. God said that the only person that should see his wife nakedness is the husband. Nobody else should see his wife nakedness. God said that. And I'm not saying people walk around naked, but I'm just saying, like, the way you dress says a lot about you, because guys are going to judge you off your look. A lot of times, guys they're gonna have their thoughts of you off of what you wear. I know you might think, oh, that's not fair, this is that, or whatever, but why you wearing it if you don't want the attention? You know the attention it's gonna bring, so why you put it on? Why you put it on? Because you want to. I mean, you gotta accept what comes with the territory. That's life. Like, I do stuff in life that I know is gonna come with the territory, like being who I am. I know how tough it is to do certain stuff, but being sexy to me is only for your man. That's just my personal opinion. Gym, when you go to the gym, oh my goodness, I have to get on this. Please stop wearing those spandex. Please, okay? They'll cry out for attention. I'm telling you. Just put. I was talking to my friend. I was like, I just don't understand why women can't do what men do. Shirt and regular shorts like we got on. Loose shorts. Why do they wear? It's just like a trend. Like, okay, women wear it, so I'm a woman. I'm a wear. Stop. It's a attention getter. The junk is tight on it. It's an attention getter. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. If I had a daughter, my daughter couldn't wear that to the gym. She just couldn't. Value. Her value, man. I want people to think highly of her. I'm not saying that you walk around and care what people think, but you just want people to think that you're ladylike, man. Like, stop wearing those pants. I'm telling you, please stop wearing those. Unless you're going to put some shorts over them. Stop wearing those. I'm telling you, please. Not just those, them little short shorts, like, please, people. I'm telling you, value. Only be sexy for your husband. It's the only person you need to be sexy for. The only person. Because that's the only person that matters that think you're sexy, right? Because that's the only person you're having sex with. The only person you have to turn on. So, dressing is a big thing where guys value, where guys look at women value. I'm telling you, they're going to look at you and they're going to view you off the way you dress. It just happens. That's what happens. If you see a guy wearing a police suit, you're going to think he's a cop. Read between the lines. And, he might not be. But how often you see somebody wearing a police suit that's not a cop? So, dress is very, very important for your value. The men you date, the men you're interested in, the men you choose to be with, the man you marry. Says a lot about you as a person. Because it says what you want. It shows what you want. It shows what you don't want. It shows, So you can't. I see a lot of times, I always see, a lot of times I see women say, I want this kind of man, this is that. But they date a dude that's nothing like that. Or they don't want the dude that has everything that they say they want. It's like you're going to a store and you pick up and you say, man, I want an orange. And you pick up an apple and then you say, I'm going to take this apple. And then you go home and you bite it and you say, this tastes nothing like an orange. You bought that apple. You didn't buy the orange. And that's like a lot of times that happens in life. I don't get it. Like you can't say you want something, but you choose somebody that's not that way. And you know they're not that way. A lot of times sometimes in life it seems like women don't want a man that's already equipped with the proper tools. You want to get a man and you want to buy him all his tools. You want to mold him into who you want him to be, because it makes you feel like you're somebody that somebody changed from sleeping with every woman to being with me. I'm special. No. Who you choose to be with shows a lot about who you are. Shows a lot about who you are. I'm gonna give you this. I didn't even plan to say this in here, but I'm gonna say this. It's like if it's a guy, right? Because guys view I'm gonna get on that later. Be appreciative. That's another point. Be appreciative. Okay. Be appreciative to a man and the things that he do for you and the things that we have to endure. Like appreciate yourself as well. And what I mean by that is, don't always complain about being a woman. Appreciate being a woman. You get to, I hear women all the time complain about giving birth and, physically carrying a child. You should appreciate that. God chose you to do that. You know how big of a responsibility that is? Man, we can help out as much as we can, but it's a big responsibility that you do that. Don't look at it and say men don't do nothing, because without us, you can't have a child. So you sound bitter when you say we don't need men. Yes, you do. God created us first. He gave you the eggs. He gave us the sperm. He let you carry it and birth it. Now, it's an amazing thing. Don't get me wrong. It's an amazing thing, but appreciate it. Don't complain about it. I'm not saying that it's not going to hurt. I'm not saying that you don't have certain things like a cycle. I understand that. I understand that you go through things that men don't go through. But you have to understand that men go through things that you don't go through as well. So understand that. Especially, I don't want to get into it, but man, don't complain about, being a woman and what it comes with, because, be appreciative of it. You should appreciate God chose you to carry the child. Come on now. Be appreciative. How you allow a man to treat you. It's a lot about your value. How you allow a man to treat you. It says a lot about what you think of yourself. It says that, you think you're worth that. So how you allow a guy to treat you is a big thing. It's big, so that's big. Accept love, man. Accept love. A lot of times guys fall in love with women and they don't accept it. Because a lot of times women don't know what love is. I can be the first one to tell you that it's nothing about you sleeping with a guy that's going to make him love you. Especially if you all are not married, because that's out of order. God is love. If it's out of order, that means it's not love. That's out of order. Not saying that a guy that has sex with you doesn't love you, but that's not going to make him love you. It's nothing about sex that's going to make him love you. Trust me. It's nothing about it. Nothing. I don't care how good you are. I don't care if you give it to him because he want it. He's not going to love you because of that. Because a lot of times, he's not going to love you because of that. I don't even want to elaborate. But sex is not going to make a guy love you. Don't think a guy is crazy because he want you. If I see a girl from across the room, or if I meet a girl, don't trust me. A man knows what he wants most of the time on first sight. He knows if he wants you, what he thinks of you. As soon as a girl walks across the room, you can look at her and you, like a lot of guys, they're already in their mind, they already have their view of her. I want to sleep with her. Oh man, she's special. Something about her. She has that glow. She's okay. I wonder what she's about. I want to hear her talk. Or I want to speak to her. You know, it's a lot of things that goes into that. But I'm going to be honest with you, a lot of times when a guy sees you, he knows most of the time if it's just a sex thing or if I really want to pursue her. And there's nothing crazy about a guy that looks at you and falls in love with you at first sight or think you the one for him. It's nothing crazy about that. That just means he knows what he wants. And you want to hear the funny thing about it is that guy that you think is crazy or, you know, creeper or whatever, he's probably the one. And I'm telling you, because we're decisive like that. We know, because women have a value thing. They have it, and I'm telling you, on sight, your value means a lot. That's why when I talked about the dressing thing, you can walk by and a guy can be like, man, I would not be with her, but I will have sex with her. And they're not going to tell you that. Sometimes the guy's not going to tell you that because if they tell you, then they probably won't get it. Or, you know, they say, I just really just want to have sex with you. Well, now they'll go along with the dates and taking you out and willing the time that you feel like, oh, I should sleep with him now because he want to be with me. No. I'm telling you, a guy, most of the time he knows what he wants from you when he sees you on sight. Trust me. And you can ask that. To be honest with you, you can ask that. What do you want out of me? You know, because you can ask a guy what he want out of life, and he can give you a totally different answer when you say, "What do you want out of me?" So two different things can happen. What you allow yourself to be called is very big. Don't allow a man to call you outside of your name. I lost my thoughts. Yeah, but what you allow yourself to be called, and what you call yourself, what you prefer yourself as, is very high on value. Don't be out here. Man, I'm telling you, it's very high on value. You know, it's a respect thing. You should respect yourself, and you should want other people to respect you. I know a lot of times you hear people say, you know, nobody's going to respect somebody that don't respect themselves. That's not true, but you should have respect for yourself. You know, respect yourself. You know, and this is major, but sex. If you choose to have sex for money, now I'm going to get into detail about that. In the Bible, it speaks of God talks about he tells men you should not marry a whore. WHORE. The definition of a whore is a woman that uses her body for money. Now, that's not just sex. That's modeling. That's stripping. That's all of that. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking anybody that's done that because, you got, like I say, you always repent and, do that. But understand that, a lot of times people, that's why you get viewed the way you do, because nobody's going to want to do that. I'm not saying there's not people that has married people like that. That has been, but I'm just saying it's a value thing. And it might come with a certain type of a man or, whatever. But time limit on sex. Don't tell a guy or don't say something about, I'm waiting 3 months, I'm going to wait 5 months before I have sex with anybody. That is the hugest turnoff ever. Let me tell you something. There shouldn't be a time limit on sex. What I mean by that is, when you place a time limit, it's kind of like you saying, after 5 months, you deserve it, or after 5 months, you're going to be in love with me, or whatever. It's not true. You can tell a guy, after 5 months, I'm not sleeping about 5 months. In his mind, he can go, dang, so, let me see, I got to do this for 5 months. That's cool. I can just sleep with I can just sleep with other people until she, willing to give it to me. Happens like that. Or he might not sleep with nobody. He might be able to wait 5 months. That don't mean he gonna want to be with you. That does not mean he's gonna want to be with you. Another thing about sex, the way your past sex life, things you've done, wild things, it brings your value down. I'm just being honest with you, as far as what people view you as. Because a lot of times what women don't understand is, if you sleep with a guy, right, and it's going to be other guys that are going to say, man, I know she'll sleep with me. She slept with him. Like, you don't want to be that girl. You just don't. Like, but that's how, I'm telling you, that's how a lot of people think. Like, she slept with him. I know she'll sleep with me. You know what I'm saying? Or, shoot, she slept with him. I know she'll sleep with anybody, so I'm going to try to get it. Because why would she sleep with him? Like, he didn't want a relationship from me. It obviously just was about sex. Like, I'm telling you, it worked. Things work that way. I'm telling you, they work that way. Things you do in your life, like, orgies and stuff like that. A guy might not want a girl with that type of thing in her past. And speaking of past, yes, your past matters. Stop walking around here thinking it don't. It matters, okay? If it didn't matter, there wouldn't be no heaven and hell. It wouldn't be consequences for things you do in the past. Yes, your past matters. It matters. I'm telling you, it does. Now, with that being said, you have to be with somebody that accepts your past and everything about it. They have to accept it. If they can't accept your past, they cannot be with you because they're not being with you. They're being with a fake image of you. So, yes, your past matters, but you have to find somebody who's willing to accept it. And everybody's past is not bad. So stop saying everybody has a past. Yes, everybody has a past, but everybody's past is different. That doesn't mean it's a bad one. So stop using that as a scapegoat. And take responsibility for things you did. Yes, your past does matter. So I'm just being honest with you. If it's a value thing, I'm telling you, it matters. It matters. I'm going to be honest with you. Most of the time, a guy, you're not going to want to be with a girl that everywhere y'all go, you run into somebody that she slept with. That junk is going to be very uncomfortable for him. I'm just telling you. It's going to be very uncomfortable. But there is somebody out there that's willing to do it. Now, with that being said, I know a lot of times women think, but guys, it's like, okay, how I'm going to give you an example. If you have a guy who, he treats every girl bad, like, oh, they ain't nothing. Women ain't nothing. Women ain't nothing. And he just sleep with all of them. And then you call him certain names like, oh, you ain't this, you that. And you think what he said about you ain't true, that you this and that. But is he not lying if he slept with you? Because he know he's not nothing to me. I mean, everybody's something, personally. I'm just saying in the sense of, if he thinks a certain way about you, you're just this type of girl. Is he wrong because you slept with him? He knew that about you, slept with him. Is he wrong about you? Is he? He might run into a girl that changed his whole perception of women. And probably that girl is going to be a girl that doesn't sleep with him. But then again, if she chooses to be with him, I'm gonna tell you this about men, man. A man who really wants you will wait to have sex with you till you. He will wait until you all are married to have sex with you. Not saying that he doesn't want to be with you if you guys do it before, but what I'm saying is, if a man really wants you, sex is not gonna be it's not gonna be here. It's not gonna be there. And I'm gonna be honest with you, most likely if a guy, if he's really viewing you as a sex thing, it's probably because he doesn't really want you. We gotta understand about marriage. Marriage is a friendship. Marriage, this person should be your best friend, right? So to me, you get to that best friend part, and then when you get married, that's when the sex and stuff can enter into a relationship. The bond is stronger, and this is why your wife and your husband comes before everybody, because you have the strongest bond. They get the sex, nobody else does but them, and they get the best friendship. They get to know everything about you. They get to be one. You all get to be one together. So if a man really wants you, he will be able to wait to have sex with you till you're married. I'm just telling you, and he will be able to. I'm telling you, he will. And I'm gonna be honest with you, and I don't know no man who will go as far as want to have sex with a girl so bad that he just a married. I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying that ain't possible, but there's a very low percentage of that happening. So, you know, yeah. So, a man, he will be able to wait because he will view you as a woman I want to be with, not a woman I just want to have sex with. So, you know, I'm gonna give you an example of why, sex is supposed to be weighted to marriage, and that's, why it's supposed to be that way. Women, you have a vagina. You have a hole. You have a hole that is very, very tight. Pretty much nothing can go in there easily. So with that being said, God has already molded it for one penis. This being said, size wouldn't matter. None of that would matter because it will all, if you choose to be one person, it will all be molded into that one thing. Sexual pleasure and all. It makes so much sense when you think about it. Why is it that way? Why does it? It wasn't made for different shapes and sizes and things to be going in there. It's not your pee hole. It's not the same hole. It wasn't made for different. It was made for one. And the connection of one. So that's what it was made for, to be honest. If you want the honest to God truth. So, it makes so much sense why it's made the way it is. Because what it's made. Now, I'm not saying that, I'm not saying don't think you're not great because if you have had sex or anything like that, that's not what I'm pertaining to. But I'm just saying that's why it makes sense, to me. That's one reason it makes sense to me. There's so many different reasons, but think about that. Why was it created that way? Why did God create it that way? The value of it, and what goes in it. So, lastly, your belief in God. Put God first. You have to want to follow all God's rules, the do's and the don'ts. Believe anything is possible. Don't say, oh, that's unrealistic, or oh, you can't wait. Yeah, two people can't wait to have sex with marriage. That's not real, or don't be that way. Believe anything is possible. Don't be spiteful. Spitefulness is very, very unattractive. If I do something to you, you go bust my windows out or something. Not even just towards me, towards anybody. Like, don't be spiteful. Don't do that. Just, believe in God, and to be honest with you, this whole video can really be summed up by that, but sometimes I try to elaborate to people, just believe in God, put him first and try to go through all his rules, and, life it'll be a lot simpler. But yeah, you know. So, I hope this helps somebody out. If not, it is what it is. And like again, I'm not saying, I'm not trying to say that I know everything. Um, just trying to help if I can. Um, you know, women's value. I'm telling you, it's a big deal, man. It is. It is. So don't think when you don't choose, when you like I know I said earlier, who you choose to be with, who you choose to like, or whatever, it shows who you are. Like, don't ever believe a guy's too good for you, you know, and don't ever believe that you deserve less, less, because it just shows like what are you saying about yourself? You're saying in life you're willing to accept not the best, and I'm gonna be honest with you. An experience that I have, that's really what it be. Like, you have girls that'll look at a guy and be like, well, I don't want to be that far into God. I don't think I can do all the right things, so I'm gonna settle for this. Well, I don't think I deserve to be treated that way, so I'm not gonna like him. I'm gonna like him. But then you complain that he like doesn't make sense. You know, um, in life we all have to face responsibility for the choices we choose. Glad I just thought about this before I got off. Oh my goodness. Do not complain about the father of your kids because you chose him. I always think to myself, I was like, so is he the problem because he's not there, or is you the problem because you chose to sleep with him? What the problem? Where did it start? What's the root of it? And roots means the beginning. What's the beginning of the problem? Is it him not being there for the child? Or is it you choosing to sleep with him? And probably the first time you didn't get pregnant, you probably didn't get pregnant the 50th time you slept with him, but you kept sleeping with him, and then all of a sudden, boom, you got a kid. Now he ain't nothing. I don't get that. I really don't get that. Like, stop that. Stop it. You know, um, because it was your decision. So you can't be mad at the world because he chooses not to be there. Is he wrong? Yes, he's wrong. But at the same time, God gave us and God probably opened your eyes to understand. First of all, He did open your eyes because He told you not to wait to marriage to have sex, anyways. But He's opened your eyes already to the guy, and you just still continue to think that he's the one for you. I'm telling you right now, for any women out there, if a man not leading you to heaven, he not leading you the right way. Or you choose where you want to be led, to. What is life to you? Where do you want to go? How do you want to live forever? Because when you die, you don't die. Your soul goes somewhere. It goes to God, and then He's going to send it somewhere else. Or He's going to, choose what He does with it. So this life is just not about this life. It's way deeper than that. And that's why happiness is the way it is. And a lot of times I don't think women understand the choices you decide to make, it not only affects you, it affects everybody around you. Because a certain type of guys who you choose to be with, it affects other type of guys. And I'm just being honest with you. Like, you have a big effect. So make your choices wisely. I do believe all women are beautiful. I believe when I say that, I don't mean they're beautiful. What I mean is they can be. All women have the trait to be beautiful. Value is a big issue with women. Understand that. Understand that guys see that when they look at you. And understand that know how a guy values you. Is there a way? Is there a possibility that you can be with a guy and another guy views you more than him? It happens a lot. Another guy thinks highly of you more than he do. Another guy thinks the world of you, and the guy you're with, you just like him, but he doesn't think the world of you. Because I'm telling you, it's not the same when a guy likes you. It's not the same as when I'm telling you he thinks you're wonderful. It's not just regular. And no matter how he gets to you, if he sees your name tag on the back of your car and he finds you on Facebook, that's not it not mean he's crazy. I'm trying to tell you. He just was like, man, this girl right here, I'm telling you. And it's probably he thinks you're worth doing that for. I don't get why that's a big issue. Either you try it or you don't. It's just like if somebody come up to you in a store and get your number, what's the difference? You don't know them either. It's just a way to meet somebody. And God gives us, now we have so many different sources to meet people, and then we don't want to use them. You got women who say they won't date a guy on Facebook, but they'll join a dating website. Come on, man. Like, there's no such thing that says you have to meet somebody a certain way. Somebody searches for you, man. And then they could have searched for you just for the sex. But I'm just going to be honest with you. I highly doubt that. Because there's many of people that they can get it from. So I highly doubt that. So the interest level might be high. So, or you with somebody who values you to the utmost, or you with somebody that doesn't. But, I'm out, man. Love all y'all, man. Value yourself. Think highly of yourself. Be confident, but don't think you're superior. Keep God first. Love all you women out there. I think y'all are wonderful. You're amazing.